What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Lucas Live. My name is Lucas Tyndale. It is Wednesday, August 5th. Is that right? It's Wednesday, August 5th. It's Hall of Fame week, ladies and gentlemen. For everybody here in the Canton, Stark County, Northeast Ohio, all over Ohio area. We are here in Canton, Ohio, where the Pro Football Hall of Fame festivities have kicked off. Excited to be here in this area with so much going on. For people from around here, if you guys aren't from around here, what you don't know is that everybody from around here, we kind of take it for granted just a little bit, right? Anything that's going on in your city or your area, you kind of like, it's just the thing, right? We think everybody gets some grand parade every year, and we have the pleasure of having an amazing grand parade with Pro Football Hall of Famers, huge floats, local groups. I mean, so many great things go on here, as well as the Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinement happens right here in Canton. We hear NFL players from the beginning of their career dreaming of coming to Canton. They literally say that, and we live in Canton, and most people who live in Canton are like, man, I got to get out of Canton. I got to go somewhere else. But it's an exciting time of year. So many people, celebrities, so many people come to town. And it's just a time, I think, for us to be proud of what started. The NFL started right here in Canton, Ohio. So it is a great time of year. So much going on. We'll try to keep you up to date on what's going on with some of the festivities. I'll let you guys know again today some of the things that are going on. I believe the Fan Fest has kicked off down at Stadium Park today. I know DJ Charlie Parker is going to be down there. There's going to be food. There's going to be music. There's going to be a lot going on. Make sure you guys go check that out. And let's make sure we share this broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. And when I say share, I'm mostly talking about on Facebook. I mean, most of our Facebook audience, we are live at Lucas Live Media on Facebook. And even me, I go there, even though it's my page, and I share it to my personal page so the people who follow me there can see it. If you are not following us, though, at Lucas Live Media, please make sure you're following us on all social medias. We appreciate the follows. We appreciate the support. It helps us continue to do what we do and bring great guests on like we have today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to talk to these two powerful, wonderful women in business, people who I've known, people who I've worked with. We have Miss Clishawn Wiggins, and she was a West once upon a time. Clishawn, I remember that. I remember that's where I met her, and she has well, they're not young. She has kids that are grown-ups now. They're almost catching up with me. I used to work at McKinley Early Childhood Center, and her kids went there, and I knew and loved her kids forever, and now they're grown, and I still love them. And maybe someone will pop in here today on the show. It's just been great knowing her, and she is now the interim CEO at the Greater Stark County Urban League. I was trying to, it's not the Canton Urban League, it's the Greater Stark County Urban League. We'll talk to her about that, some of the programming, some of the things going on, just her overall career and positioning herself to, have the levels of success that she's had. She's done a lot of things throughout her career. We were talking about it this morning, and it's just great to hear. We also have Miss Crystal Dawson Johnson here with us. She is the owner of Anomaly, which is, I'm gonna ask her what it is. It's a clothing store. It's a custom design store. It's not just, they make custom apparel, a lot of custom apparel, but they make a lot of custom stuff also. So if you have a business or a camp or a daycare, or a family reunion, or a class reunion, or your kids go to Glen Oak, McKinley, Perry, somewhere, and you know how it's so hard to find stuff, or maybe something custom that says I'm little John's mom, right? Whatever it may be, right? She does all those things. So you guys make sure you check her out. Her business has grown so much in a short amount of time, and it just shows her tenacity and perseverance and her will and her great customer service. I don't know. I've never seen, this is tough to put on somebody, but I've never seen her not smiling. I don't know if that puts pressure on her to be like, nah, I got to be smiling all the time. But she just always seems so joyful, which I think draws people in and is good for business, when you're a positive person. So we're excited about that. Welcome. We see you guys in the chat. Hello, good morning. Miss Rachel Pettis is in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? Excited for some work with Rachel. You guys, for all your life insurance needs. And you may not know you need it, but you don't want to know when it's too late. You don't want your family to find out when it's too late that they got to scramble around and figure out how to raise money during such a difficult time in your life. So if you haven't heard me say this before, I encourage all of you, reach out to my friend Rachel, reach out to me directly. I'll get you connected. Let's talk about life insurance. Let's talk about what does it cost. Maybe you're thinking I can't afford another bill. And we do. I don't know about, I got Netflix, Disney, Paramount, Prime. I got all kinds of nonsense, right? And my kids, even my grown kids, they make me keep it because I don't know. I think it's part of my parenting package. I don't know. But I'm paying for a lot of nonsense. But I'm also paying for life insurance because if something were to happen, and one day something will happen, it doesn't have to be tragic, but if something were to happen, I don't want my family scrambling and worried and scared and trying to figure out how to pay for something that was inevitable. So ladies and gentlemen, if you need some help with that, please reach out to my friend Rachel Pettis here in the chat. Good morning, Dr. Latrice. She said, my girly pops. Yes, that's who she does. I don't know who your girly pops is. I don't even know if I've ever said the word girly pops. Clishawn held up a fist for the girly pops. All right, the girly pops. All right. What's up, Miss Molly Little? Ladies and gentlemen, great programming over at NAMI Star County. Ladies and gentlemen, Molly is in the chat. You guys make sure you check out NAMI Star County if you or your young person is dealing with some things with mental health where you're concerned going back into the new school year. They are a great resource to connect you to more great resources to make sure you have the support you need to help you with your mental health. And Dr. Latrice has Beacon Pharmacy also, ladies and gentlemen, a nonprofit pharmacy here in Canton. So you guys make sure you check her out as well. What's up? Panther Smerlin is in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Panther, I feel like you down at the Urban League, ain't that right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. You on the squad. She said, Clishawn said, that's my girl. Panther is a worker. She is fun to work with. She is funny. And she cares. Panther, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning. Elisa Miles, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the Lucas Live Show. We're glad to have you here. Miss Lori Stokes, good morning. Hello. Win the day. Let's go. That's right. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. What's up? Hello, Miss Brown. Erica Brown. Hello. Welcome, everybody. You guys, make sure you share this broadcast. I see you guys jumping in. You guys must like these guests. Y'all must know them and like them. Now, listen, if you're here to see these guests and I don't see y'all next episode, I'm just kidding. I'd be mad. Where y'all at? I thought y'all was my people. No, please follow us at Lucas Live Media. We're so excited. We also have some great things coming up with the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but the Black College Football Hall of Fame. We're going to be doing some great highlighting around that. We have some great things coming. There's some exciting stuff happening, and we're going to help share the news about some great things going on around that as well. So you guys make sure you follow us for those great things. Rhonda says, hey, Clishawn. Say what's up, Rhonda. Portis Mallard is in the building. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to shout out our sponsors here at Lucas Live Media. Please support those that support us. You know SARTA is around here, and they are big supporters of so many things in this community. If you pay attention, you'll see their logo on a lot of things because they don't just do what they do. They support what's moving in our community, not just their buses, but other things that are moving. Such as Lucas Live, such as McKinley Sports, such as so many other things. If you look around, you'll notice that they are in support of so many things because they believe that in supporting the community will support them, and together we'll support each other. So make sure you guys support SARTA, ladies and gentlemen, even if it's not a service that you regularly use. It is a key function here in our community. Also, Footage Fusion, my organization, Footage Fusion and Tyndale Training. If you guys need short form content or any editing services, reach out to us. We have something that we are about to relaunch that I can't wait to talk about. And once I relaunch it, it's all I'm going to talk about. It's something for you and your family. It's something to help treasure and cherish the memories of your loved ones, of your family. It is a way of us capturing our family history and legacy in a way that we're not doing anymore. We are not sitting around the tables anymore hearing the stories. We're not writing it down. We're not passing it down. Our grandchildren don't know about their great-grandparents and things. And we're going to provide a service to help families capture these things forever, so that we never lose these stories, and even the fun stories, even the silly time that Uncle James did something, and your mother has the story, and she always talks about it at Thanksgiving, but you don't have it anywhere captured. We're going to help people capture those memories. We'll be talking to you guys more about that soon. Shout out to Jessica Danielle Nails in the Nail Bar. If you're looking to get your nails done, you got a young person going back to school, high school kid, I'm assuming probably. There's a young lady there named Avery Ellis, who's 16 years old, who's doing a phenomenal job. She's at the NC Nail Lounge, but they have also, other phenomenal nail techs there at Jessica Danielle Nails, including Jessica. So shout out to Jessica Danielle, the Nail Bar here in Canton, and NC Nail Lounge in North Canton. Shout out to the Linda Reibenstein team, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for a realtor, you're looking to buy or sell a home, my friend Linda Reibenstein is a great choice. She is honest. She is real. She's been doing it for over 20 years. Shout out to Linda Reibenstein and Linda Reibenstein team. And last but not least, Ace Carpet Cleaning, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Ace Carpet Cleaning. It's time of year, get them carpets clean. The kids about to go back to school. They've been coming in and out of the house all summer, dragging all that dirt and mud. You need to get them carpets clean, get them ready for the holidays. Reach out to my friend Jenny Can at Ace Carpet Cleaning. If you want your house clean, Jenny Can Cleaning is a phenomenal service, as well as they do laundry service. If you like, this is the year where I'm done with it. I'm not doing my laundry anymore. Jenny Can Cleaning, they can do that. Check them out, ladies and gentlemen. So shout out to them. All right. Hello, everybody. One more time to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all. I see y'all. If you have not shared this, bro, Dana, what's up, my man? Dana Wiggins. He has a special relationship with one of our, his wife. He said it. His wife, Clishawn. Keep doing your best. Hello, what's up, my man? Dana, such a good dude. You know when you see two good people get together and you just bring a little tear to your eye because you do them both and you like them as good people right there. And I just love them. I love they still, they're not only in the community and serving the community, they go out, they have fun in the community. They go to, you'll see them at special occasions and other places in the community, just having a good time. I think it's so important because while we're people in business, sometimes we don't become just people in life, just enjoying, going dancing together, hanging out. I know they go cruising. I feel like they go cruising at least 3-4 times. You know, I'm just kidding. I don't know. They go cruise every year. Data's like, we're about to get ready for the cruise. Like, my man. Jalen Turner, what's going on, my man? What's up? Erica Brown said, Mr. Lucas, you have been great since as long as I can remember. You were my niece's daycare teacher. What's my sister? That's your sister, right? What's up, Ariana DeShanti? Yes. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. They were some of my favorites. People say you shouldn't have favorites. Teachers got favorites. People got favorites. I have favorites. I'm sorry. They were some of my favorites. You can't help it. You just can't help it. And the favorites in childcare and in school was a combination of the kids and the parents. Because when the parents are working with you and they care, they listen, they stop and talk to you. Like, you bond with the kids and you bond with the parents, and they just become some of your favorites. So Clishawn has always been one of my favorites. She was always one of my favorite parents, and her kids became some of my favorite kids. So shout out to them. Shout out to all of them. Hello. Showing love for the ladies. This is Panther on YouTube. What's up, Panther? I appreciate you. So Panther just jumping in from everywhere. Appreciate it. What's going on? Vital Chats. So make sure you guys check out Vital Chats. She said, I need my phone to still watch. Okay, she like, I got work to do. I can't have the boss on the show, and I'm over here looking like I'm just, what's up, Darby? Was just talking about you. Did you hear us? We was just talking about special occasions. Dar, tell me what all y'all got going on. I know y'all got stuff going on for the Hall of Fame. Y'all, I know it's some stuff. I gotta keep up. I gotta keep up with what's going on. Y'all let me know. Type it into the chat. I want to shout it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're not gonna delay. We're going to jump in. I told them, I was like, I'm going to kick the show off. It's going to be about 10 minutes. And that 10 minutes goes really fast. And now it's been 14 minutes. I blame y'all for jumping in saying what's up. I blame y'all. And I was saying hello so fast. Jalen, I don't know I think I said hi to you. Rhonda, good morning. Hello, everybody. All right, keep talking in the chat. Keep commenting, keep sharing, keep liking, hit those hearts. All those things tells the algorithm that more people should see this. And we're so grateful for those of you who came because you know and love these ladies. And we want you guys to push this out so that more people can know and love these ladies because they are worth knowing and loving. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, we're going to bring on our first guest. She is the interim CEO at the Greater Stark County Urban League. And I'm so glad to have my friend, Miss Clishawn West. Good morning.
Wiggins. Don't get me in trouble.
Clishawn Wiggins.
Don't get me in trouble.
It's a W. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's Wiggins. It's Wiggins. I knew that. You know when you know somebody something else and you can't get it. And then it's a WW. You went to the W.
I didn't go far.
You didn't go far. You didn't go far in the alphabet. So good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So glad to have you here. You've been on my list of people for some time that I had to chase down and get on the show. But you were willing. You signed up some time ago. I'm so glad to have you here. So, Clishawn, right now you are serving as the interim CEO at the Greater Stark County Urban League, right?
That is correct.
But your career started before that. So let's talk a little bit about some of your job experience and work experience. As a woman in business, you've been doing business for a long time.
Yes, I have.
And I remember seeing you, as a mom who was about her business. Like, I didn't know what you did. When I started daycare, I was 16. I didn't know. You was just one of them parents where I'm like, she moving and grooving. She got stuff going on. I don't know what all it is, but she know what she doing, right? So talk to us a little bit about some of your career path that got you where you are today.
So originally I started out and at Ameridial doing telemarketing.
Really?
I hated it. At 4.25, I hated it.
$4.25.
Yes, I was 18.
Somebody type 425 in the
That
chat.
was
We don't remember. People don't remember those
horrible,
days.
horrible
Right,
wages.
right.
And then I went on to banking.
Yes.
And I was in banking probably about 3 years before I met Randall Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a business in Supplier City.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started working with him. That's where I learned all of my manufacturing knowledge, cost of goods sold, how to write up business deals, how to figure out pricing, labeling, how to source labels, triggers, bottles, all of those things. And I was probably about 21 when I started there, and I was the warehouse manager. So
Wow.
I can drive a box truck, a stick.
Okay.
I delivered, I put product together, I created 5-pound gallon drums of stuff, cleaning products with Ralph and Daryl Parker and Sarah Braxton. It was just it was a small business, but it was a lot of us. So
Yes.
I started out there, I left there, I did collections for probably about, let's say 5 or 6 years.
Collections is tough. Collections is calling people. You enjoyed that though.
I learned that it was like a law of large numbers. The more people you talk to, it wasn't a stressor. I was going to get them regardless because I just took the phone calls as they came.
Okay.
But I did 90 days. So it's like people who were like 3 months late. If you don't catch them in 90, they ain't paying. That's just what it was.
That's the rule.
You don't catch them in 90, they ain't paying. Then you had your faithful ones that paid every other month and they wait for you to call. Okay. So I did that for a long time before I said I wanted to do something else. So then I started working with a detail. My son's father had a detail shop. Mm-hmm. So I ran that for probably about 5 years before I realized that was a little too much trying to do that with 2 kids in elementary school. Yeah. So then from there I went on to insurance and I said, I need a job. I need a new job. So I applied at everybody I paid bills to. That's how I ended up at Allstate Insurance.
Wait. What a strategy. Mm-hmm. You applied to every company that you paid a bill to.
AEP, Time Warner Cable at the time, my car insurance, everybody, somebody gives a discount. So everybody that I had to pay, I was looking for the discount. So I ended up at Allstate Insurance, which is probably the best discount to have.
Oh, well, yeah.
And I was there for 5 before I switched over to Nationwide. Mm-hmm. And I was there for 10.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you have been doing business for a long time, and then and raising children and things. So talk to me a little bit about the navigating, because a lot of people don't realize, like, I think it's unfortunate because I think a lot of times, especially men get to move up in business and become CEOs and own businesses and do stuff, and we have children, and often the burden of the majority of the child care is often on the woman, the mother, right? And so it can be, maybe I'm wrong, you tell me if I'm wrong, it can be a lot harder for a woman to climb that corporate ladder and to have those levels of success because her first CEO job is at the house. And she has to balance those things. So talk to us a little bit about that, what that journey's been like for you and what you see as far as women having to navigate as they still try to move up in business.
It was a struggle. Yeah. I'm going to be 100. That's why we became such good friends, because I couldn't always pay my daycare bill. Okay.
Somebody's got to understand.
And I started CEW processing because I couldn't pay the bill with just the job that I had. Interesting. So I was typing papers on the back end, reports, and all of those things, because as a punishment for me, my mom made me type. Yeah. So as an 18-year-old, I was typing 65 to 70 words a minute. So I could knock out papers in 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, depending on how many pages. And I was charging $5 to $10 a page, depending on the paper. Wow. So, and that's when, so I was doing what I had to do to make the ends meet. So that's, people don't realize, as a single mom, you become a great connector of people because you need to keep in contact with the people that you owe, because when you can't pay them, that relationship is going to help sustain you until you can. So it was a struggle for me, and I had 2, and they were 20 months apart, and they weren't cheap, and they did activities, and, people talk child support, but child support don't pay for the costumes and the classes. That goes quick, so it was a struggle at first, and I was in school. So I was trying to get my education. So my kids were going to school 8 to 2. I was working 1:30 to 10 and going to school from 8 to 1. So, it was a struggle, but like I tell my kids, you work hard and then you hopefully on the back end, they'll appreciate it and you
Yeah.
can kind of enjoy it together.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a struggle, but I think that made me a better navigator of how I did things in life.
Yeah. That's I applaud you for that. And like I said, I got to be around for a lot of the journey and see that and see you, raising your children. And it is an interesting thing. I think that says something to say I built good relationships because I needed the equity in the relationship, right? I think sometimes people take for granted relational equity because you can cash in when you need it and say, "Can you be more understanding?" Whereas another person, they cuss you out, they yell at you, they blame you for the problem, and then they say, "But can I have an extension on paying my daycare bill or something?" And it's like, no, like I'm not even sure I want you here, even if you did pay, because you just cussed me out
Yeah.
yesterday.
My daycare bill was more than my rent sometimes.
That is crazy.
So,
And that was then.
so it's really bad now.
I can't even imagine what daycare costs now. A problem we need to address here in our communities is taking care of daycare and helping pay those. So at the Urban League, you guys have programming to help people, job readiness, some other things. I think you said for um, those who are aging in the population and things like that. Talk to us a little bit about some of the programming, kind of your viewpoint on how the Urban League can best even help in our local community.
People don't realize that we do a lot.
Yeah.
And people are used to us doing a lot. We help people file their Social Security.
Wow.
We call on behalf of individuals who might be struggling with their landlords. So it's a lot of little things, but what we're trying to do now is just streamline our just into one process,
Mhm.
one programming. We have our job readiness, we have our education, we have our health, we have all of that, but it's all cohesive into one. I go to work every day, but if I get sick, how do I tell my boss that I can't come to work? Or that I have a long-term illness that's going to sustain. How do you fill out those FMLA paperwork? How do you maintain that relationship so that you don't, they don't eliminate your position? You know what I mean? We teach all of those things.
Yeah.
Financial literacy. People think just because you got a job now you can pay your bills.
Mm.
They forget that you were $1,800 in the hole before you got the job. Now I got a $20 an hour job. I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
But they don't realize it's going to take you 3 years to get out the hole. How do you manage that money? And then we work collaboratively with other organizations in the community. That's one thing that Diane had always taught me. You work well in the sandbox.
Yeah.
Collaboration is key. Stark County is a small community with limited dollars. So if you don't understand how to work well across the pond with everybody, it's going to be hard out here for you.
Yeah.
Legit. So just being able to collaborate with other organizations and like we do things with Beacon, we do things with Stark County Community Action Agency, Support Network, we grateful for like all of our funders in our community that support us. And just do a lot of different things, but just knowing how to work well with others and bring that to light and then I'm a big proponent of when you working with someone, those who helped you come up, you pass it back. So the ones that you bring back behind you, when you fall, they're there to catch you. You know what I mean? So I believe in sharing is caring. I say that all the time, sharing is caring. So just understanding that the Urban League, we used to do a lot of things, but we can't continue to do a lot of things just to the environment that we're in naturally. So just making sure that everything that we do, we can pay our staff to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just making sure it's just business.
Yeah.
They always say if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
sense.
So we just have to make sure that the dollars make sense and that we're good stewards of our finance.
Yeah.
Single moms can balance anything. We can pay bills every month and still be in the negative and y'all not even know it. So I'm very frugal with the dollars, but I make sure that they go a long way.
I love that. That is key to running an organization like that, right? It is fiscal responsibility is the number one thing, and that's every business, right? Because there's moments even as a privately owned for-profit business like mine. There's times where it's like there's booms, and then there's times where it's not as much. And managing it. And shout out to Zach, my guy here in the comments. Me and him always talk about it as business owners, and and as husbands and fathers, and the weight that we carry, and we think about it, and we're like, there's hard days, and we got to encourage each other. And there's days he's like, man, keep going, man, you got it, go work it out. And I always got to see him when he was building something new, like when he was going into special occasions. I'm like, man, this is a post office, man. He's like, that's not what I see. It's like, this is about to be a whole thing. But he put that sweat equity in, even taking the time to build things out himself and do things. And shout out to them, and the resource again, the special occasions has been in our community. And there's so many other businesses and individuals in our community. When you look at our community, especially when you look at the Black community here in our area, what do you think about as far as the opportunities that we have, and maybe some things that we're missing and not seeing, that like the opportunities that we have that maybe we are taking advantage of, and then the opportunities that we have that we're not taking advantage of?
So on the side, from CEW process, I went to corporate genius. So I did small business consulting all this time along the way. And one thing that I tell people is finance is key.
Yeah.
You can't start a business without having financial support and or someone to help you with your finances. Yeah. Having a good tax person is crucial across every business.
Yes.
You have to have your money in check. I believe in audits. You know what I mean? Audits are a thing, and they're necessary.
Like audit yourself, or have your finance person audit you.
You.
Don't invite the government in. That's not
audit
what you're saying.
you. You're right. No.
Right.
You have to have a good accountant.
Yes.
And I think a lot of things that we're missing. We have I will say our community has great ideas.
Yes.
But we're not good stewards of finances.
Yeah.
You can't put everything back, and you have to take a salary.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't buy a house. You're a business owner, business rich, but personal poor. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. Now hold on. I'm gonna make her break this down. We're gonna put definitions on the screen or something. I love this. So you said business rich, personal poor. You go to buy a house. They like, you said on your taxes, you ain't made no money because you wrote it all off, which wealthy people do that too. We see very wealthy people. Some of them are in the highest. Okay. So talk to us about what that looks like. What do you mean when you say that?
So your business might make $500,000-$600,000, but you're taking a salary of $10,000 to $15,000. That's not a livable, sustainable wage.
Right.
So when I go to the bank to buy a house or buy a car, they're only seeing $10,000 to $15,000. You can't support that. You have to make your business model make sense. So if you're bringing in $500 and you can't take 30 out of that, then scaling back, because the problem is we scale big quick.
Okay.
But we don't have the resources to maintain the scalability, and then we shut down.
Yes.
So having an accountant on your team, a business strategist on your team, a prayer partner on your team. Come on now. You need all of those. That I'm telling you,
the CPP
to make it work.
Prayer partner. That's what I listen.
And that's how we've always done at the Urban League. Diane has always told me, if it's chaotic, that means the Lord is going to bless. So I don't stress about things when it goes crazy, because now I know there's a blessing coming. So, that's what I mean. You can't be, it's great to have your own business and say you have your own business. Yeah. People don't know that business owners put 80, 90 hours a week in, right? But you got to be able to live off your business too, if this is going to be your mainstream of income.
Shout out to you. Now, in my house, we have two entrepreneurs, me and my wife. Everybody in my house, nobody in my house got a job. My daughter don't even get anyway. But it is challenging, and it is interesting, and it is something to learn. We've been very, very blessed to figure out how to navigate it, but it takes so much time, and there's still things we learn every day. We're like, you don't know what you don't know. It's like
every entrepreneur needs a spouse with a steady income.
Okay, well,
until you can get it.
All right, we figured it out. We made it. I think we made it over the hump. I think we okay. You're not wrong. That's a great call out. That is a great form of security that allows it. And there have been times, I would say, as my wife built her business over the last few years, where while I was doing an entrepreneurial thing in Lucas Live Media, Tyndale Training, and Footage Fusion, while I had all these things, I did have a very steady contract under Tyndale Training that functioned much like a job. I had steady income from it. I mean, I was traveling and training.
Single folks, it's our 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It funds your dream.
Yeah. Yep. So that's a big deal. So shout out to everybody out there. If you guys have questions, please feel to throw them in the comments. What's up, Miss Judy Pledger Williams? Hello. So glad to see you here. How are you? So the Urban League services that you guys do provide, and you called it out. You said we can only do so much. So one, help us understand, there's an Akron Urban League up the road. There's our Urban League. Are all those tied together? Do you guys share services? What should people come to you for? Is there something else we should go to them for? Sometimes we just don't know how these things work. So help us understand kind of, again, what do you guys provide for people who are like, I love Clishawn, that's my girl, but they're like, I don't know exactly what they do over there,
Yeah.
like,
And we get that a lot. You'd be surprised.
yeah. So what is it?
So for the urban leagues, we don't cross counties.
Okay.
So Akron stays in Summit. We stay in Stark, Lorraine, Youngstown, Warren, Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like the ones that we deal with Northeast. And then you got Columbus, Cincinnati,
Okay.
Greater Western Cincinnati, because it includes Dayton.
And then there's a national. It's
Yes,
a national
national.
brand. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
national is the arching.
Right. The umbrella.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's
Gotcha.
probably about 80 or 90 affiliates now
Right.
across U.S.
Interesting.
And basically, we all provide the same similar services. We do workforce, education, health, housing, and social justice.
Yeah.
Those are the 5 pillars that have always remained across the decades.
Right.
And just what you do in those pillars are different. So for us, our workforce is our bread and butter. That's just what we're known for, getting people jobs, helping them retain those jobs, and helping them switch when they're ready to level up. Then we have our education, which we're building out because we're restructured back in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're rebuilding each pillar one at a time. Once one becomes strong, then we build the next one. So our education program, we're doing a lot of after school programming. We're grateful to have a lot of great board members who are helping us put the curriculum together. So shout out to David Morgan Jr. He's helped us a lot get our education pillar together, putting all of the curriculum together, because that's what he does for a living, so that it's structured and aligned, with what our kids are learning in school, like the wit and wisdoms and all of those things. As it relates to our health, we brought on 2 community health workers under Tom's administration, and they've been doing phenomenal. We have Panther Sperling.
Shout out to Panther.
And Marche Allen.
Okay, Marche Allen. Okay.
Panther just got her doula certification, and lactation specialist.
Yes.
So we're really looking to build out our health pillar to basically help a lot of our pregnant moms, one, learn and navigate all the services they have available in Stark County.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of great services for pregnant moms. And just being able to have those babies birth to term, And Panther and Marche, they walk alongside them and they help them. Then once the baby's born, they help them navigate that part of life too, that transition of time and lack of sleep and crankiness and all of those things that new moms have to deal with before they go back to work, with lack of sleep.
Right.
So, but shout out to the girl dads and the boy dads, because the dads have been stepping up. We get a lot of dads at our diaper bank. Okay. So it's a nice thing to see a transition and a shift with the dads lugging the babies and pushing the strollers, coming to get diapers.
I like
so it's a really nice thing. And then, our social justice, we work within AACP. So our social justice is more of advocacy, where there's, they're more enforcement. If you have issues, NAACP is where you want to go. Right. But we're more supporting of the advocacy, law changes, getting out to vote, making sure you're registered to vote, why your vote matters. That's your power. They wouldn't be working so hard to get rid of it if it didn't matter. A lot of
You're saying they wouldn't be working so hard to get rid of our vote if our vote didn't matter. Everybody's like, votes don't matter. Don't vote don't matter. It's like, well, then why are they trying to do everything to make it harder to vote? Because
nothing is worse than getting a flyer in your mailbox saying that the organization that you work for supports all of these things that are so untrue. There used to be some morality into running, and now it's just lies and deceit.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, bam, I got you,
Yeah. It's like, how do we get here? How do we get here?
Yeah. Yes. So it's just, just all of those things are what we do.
Yeah.
And it's streamlined, but it's still what we do. And we started out in 2018 with 2 people, me and Diane.
You've been there since 2018?
I've been with the Urban League since 2011.
I did not know that.
I came out of leadership, Stark County, class of 2010. And I've straight to the board for the Urban League.
Diane and her legacy and what she's done and built at our Urban League. And What a family that is. Leonard Stevens is her brother. I'm like, who are y'all? Like, they family a bunch of superheroes, and his wife is amazing, and it's more of them. I don't even know. They're just amazing people. But what a legacy to walk into, and then Thomas West, stood in there for a while, and shout out to him and the things that he is continuing to do to politically make an impact in our community. I think it's so important that we understand the job situation is at an interesting crossroads, right? Because corporations, when we look at AI, okay, AI is going to displace people. Like, I just don't know how it will not, because even for me, I can do more myself than I could ever do before. So at some point, it's like if a young person comes into my business and they can't do more than I could do by pushing these two buttons, I'm going to be like, well, why would I pay you? It costs $20 a month to have advanced Chat GPT or something like that.
But it's only going to make so much sense, because junk in is junk out.
100%.
So if the person who's putting in the AI doesn't have the skill set or the background to make what the output is legitimate, then
you just got a bunch of.
You're always going to need people.
You are always going to need people.
You're always going to need people.
But what do you say to the people out there who are? They're ready for the money, but they're not ready for the job, right? Job readiness is not just you need money, so we're going to try to push you into a door and get somewhere where they can give you some money because you got bills and you deserve to make money. It's like, no, are you ready for the social? Do you have social skills? Can you navigate? Because I think the future of work a lot is soft skills, social skills, navigating.
Which we've gotten away from.
So what do you think about that? Because I do think we've gotten away from that.
I tell a lot of people, you have to be realistic about your expectations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't expect $90,000 a year. And you just was making $5,000 and you don't have the transition skills to do it.
You don't bring enough to the table, right? You're not worth it. Like, you may think this is everybody's making a lot of money, and people come in saying, I want to make a lot of money, but they don't come in saying, I want to make the company a lot of money so that it makes sense for the company to pay me a lot of money, right? Like, I think that's a thing.
And you have to be able to explain your skill sets. Like, people think, oh, working at McDonald's is whack. It's not whack. I know a lot of people make a lot of good money working at McDonald's.
Yep.
More than me too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
doing good.
It's not the case. You have to. Well, I tell my son, because he's going to probably be an entrepreneur, but he likes to work and he likes to make money. But I've always said to him in the beginning when he was in school, that's your brand. That's where it starts.
Yeah.
Your work ethic starts in how you handle your school business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're right. That's your first job.
I tell him,
and as an entrepreneur, you know how much homework I have? I think I hated homework as a child. Hated homework. Didn't want to do homework.
Right more now than you ever did, don't you?
Man, I do so much homework. I go home. I got work to do. My business still has to function. I got things to do. I go home and do homework every day. All right. There's a question here in the chat, and we're gonna wrap up here with Miss Clishawn and Crystal Dawson Johnson is gonna come join us, and they're gonna switch seats here, jump into the chair here. And Clishawn, there's just not enough time to hear these things, so. You're one of those people who you're just going to have to come back. So, as things go on, even as we get closer to the election too, talking about this. And here's a question somebody asked. Imani Robinson says, how can we better educate our community about the importance of our vote? So many of us are disenfranchised.
Starts at home. Starts at home. Like, I make sure that my kids understand how it directly affects them. Yeah. Like, my son is 21 and I ask him, what is voting for you? What does it look like for you? He said, Mom, just keep it sweet and short. Just tell me how it affects me. He can understand the gas piece because he pays for his own gas.
Right.
So it definitely starts at home. Yeah. And it's also a lot of miscommunication. We take everything as fact on Facebook and TV. Yeah. We don't read anymore. Yeah. And so it's just helping our young people and our adults, because it's a lot of adults that don't vote, understand we've just been so beat down to the point where we have to realize that hope is an important thing and matters.
Yeah,
it matters because everybody was throwing a fit when food stamps got cut off.
Come on now.
But nobody still voted in that November election. And they're not looking to cut them off. They're cutting them back, and then they're going to just
get rid of them.
Yeah, and then what are you going to do? You got to have a backup plan.
And we have midterm elections coming up. And a lot of people don't vote in midterm elections. A lot of people just vote.
That's where all the laws change. I've seen it happen.
And so Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're registered. Make sure you know where you go vote. Don't wait till the day of and you don't know, so you don't go vote because you're like, I don't even know if I'm really registered. I don't know if did you move recently? Like, and you can find these things out. I know you can register.
The League of Women Voters is an excellent resource to find out all of those things. The way they break down the candidates, what's on the ballot.
Love that. The League of Women Voters.
Yeah, the League of Women Voters. Yes. And then also they're looking to do some things to help people get used to the ballot machines. You'll be surprised. They're everywhere too. Every community resource event, you will see someone with the league from the League of Women Voters. So yes, they are definitely an excellent resource. I know I use them just to explain it to my kids.
I love that. You guys make sure you check that out. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest today, there's just not enough time. Clishawn Wiggins has been here with us, interim CEO at the Greater Stark County Urban League, someone who I've known since about 1999. It's been a few years. We go back a little bit, and I'm so grateful. And her husband, I've known him since 2000, probably forever as well. I love what you're doing in the community. I love you and your husband and the example you guys set, just being out together and doing all the things. It matters. Everything you're doing matters. It matters what you're doing at Urban League. It matters what you're doing just being a face in the community. We love you. We appreciate you, and keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready for our next guest. We're going to have them swap out and switch around. Thank you, guys. Stay right here. Don't go anywhere. She's coming right to the seat. Crystal Dawson Johnson. If you know her, you want to see her. If you don't know her, you need to get to know her, because at some point you're going to need something custom made, a t-shirt, a hat, a jersey, or something. Another powerful woman in business. I'm gonna make her scoot up. I don't know why. She sat in the chair and she sat out in the hallway. I don't know what she did. She just scooted back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Miss Crystal Dawson Johnson. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You see how she's smiling? I swear I've never seen her not smiling. Okay, I'm guessing she don't sleep like that, or that would be creepy. So I guess she goes to sleep like a normal person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You own Anomaly. That's what I heard.
I do. Yes.
If anybody doesn't know what Anomaly is, tell them what your business is and where it's located, because you got a whole storefront and everything.
Yes, I do have a new storefront. Well, not so new anymore.
But you just had a ribbon cutting. Congratulations.
I did. Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that. We had the ribbon cutting on Saturday.
Yes.
But actually opened the store last July. July 14th was the first day opening.
Yep.
And kind of business took off, life took over, and I never had a chance. Thankfully, I say I'm thankfully busy, never had a chance to have a grand opening.
Yeah.
And so planned it as close as I could to my actual opening anniversary date. And so, we did that on Saturday. It was fun.
It's amazing.
Yes.
And a lot of times people start businesses. We were talking about this with Clishawn, and it's hard. It takes a lot. And your business takes a physical, you got to do a thing to press thing to make the shirts. Like mine right here. Yes. You got to make it happen. She makes it happen for us here at Lucas Live Media as well. It takes work. So you have to put in the time. You got to greet customers. You got to take the orders. You got to make sure people know all the stuff that you offer, because it's more than just t-shirts. So how has that journey been, and where did it start? Because it didn't start at the store. So talk to me about what you did before, because you wasn't always making shirts and stuff. So tell us kind of your progression into this.
So I have been an educator. I had been an educator for the last 20 years, which is crazy because I feel like I just got out of college not too long ago.
Yes.
And I'm still young, but not so young anymore. But so I started off as an educator. I taught English in Canton City schools for 20 years. It was an amazing time. It's something that I always wanted to do, like literally.
Like as a child, you were
since 5 years old. Yes. If any of my cousins are listening, or when they watch this, they'll laugh because they know when they came over, we had to play school at some point, and they had to be read to.
Yes.
So it was only natural that I became an English teacher.
Yes.
So I did that. Loved
what age
it.
groups did you work with?
I was licensed to teach grades 7 through 12.
Okay.
And then I also have a reading endorsement where I can teach grades K to 12.
Okay.
So that was what I did. I coached cheerleading, I coached track. And like I said, I absolutely loved it. I always loved graphic tees, and being an English teacher, of course, I love words. I always pay attention to words. So, through my love of graphic tees, I had a friend that was like, that would be kind of cool if you learned how to make them. Would you be interested? And I'm like, sure. So I went with a friend to Cleveland to another friend's house, literally in this guy's house. He had a Cricut, he had a press, his laptop, and he literally in 2 hours one evening ran me through the process of how to work a Cricut. Um, and he pressed my very first anomaly sweatshirt, which was a black sweatshirt with anomaly in white. The heart was green. I left there completely obsessed, like on my phone, looking on Amazon, trying to find a heat press. How much does it cost? Still didn't really know what to do with it, but I knew like, oh, I'm going to do this. I didn't know where it was going to take me. I was just planning to make some cool shirts with some fun words on them.
And give it to your kids or something.
Yeah,
right?
give them out as prizes at school or
Right.
something silly, but I loved it. I absolutely loved
Amazing.
it. Yeah.
What a story. So one thing I heard was like the power of yes. Like someone said, do you want to try this? You're like, yeah. You know, how
Mhm.
often we say no to things that we're unfamiliar with and we never learn how to go to the next level, and look at where it took you. So at what point did you say, I'm going to do this? I'm not going to teach anymore. It was your lifelong dream. You'd been doing it for 20 years. You could have kept doing it. I'm assuming. How did you make the decision to make the transition?
Literally 6 months, about 6 months in. So I started Anomaly in my den, in my home. And again, it wasn't anything serious. I did get ended up getting my LLC maybe 5 months after I made my first Anomaly shirt.
Right.
But about 6 months in, I started thinking to myself, how can I stop teaching? Or how can I do this full time is really more what I was thinking. Not necessarily quit teaching, but I knew I wanted to make shirts all the time.
That's fascinating. And I said this to you earlier. I said a lot of people have done this and people are still doing it. I mean, it's we make shirts and I do the family reunion and then I figure out I can do it and I got a screen print press and they start doing it. But a lot of people don't get into it full time. That's a tough business. Like, so you decide you're going to get into it full time. Was that scary? And shout out to Dana real quick. Dana said, he said, hello, Crystal. Known her since junior high.
Oh, Hartford days.
Is that right? The Hartford
Hartford,
Hornets.
yes.
Shout out to the Hartford Hornets. I was a Hartford Hornet back in the day. But yeah, so that is a very big jump in a business that you've probably seen and heard of many others that once did it and aren't still doing it. And let me say, in today's day and age, there are a lot of easy options on. I ain't gonna say the name of the print and the this print and the that print and the, you know what I mean? People just jump
Absolutely.
online and do stuff. So that's a really risky thing. How did you have the confidence? What was it?
It was a process.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because I'm an overthinker naturally. And so, like I said, about 6 months in, I started feeling like I want to do this all the time. Like I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
I wish I could just be at home all day making t-shirts. So I just started thinking, kind of started talking. I talked to my dad, who has always been supportive of everything that I want to do ever. I mean, it can be the most ridiculous thing. And my dad will say, okay, how much money do you need? Or what can I do to help you? When I told him that I wanted to quit teaching, he was like, are you crazy?
That's what you've always wanted to do. What are you talking about?
Yeah. And so just like through my research and talking to other business owners, I learned that if your dream, your goal is not seen as crazy by someone else, then it's probably not big enough or it's not for you. So even though my dad wasn't very supportive at the beginning, I still was like, I have to do this. I got to the point where my business mentor, because I've been in education for 20 years, I didn't have a clue about business. I'm still learning a whole lot every single day. But my business mentor, Mr. John Lucas, he told me.
I think I know him.
Yeah, you think?
Lucas,
Yes.
I think I do. I think that's a good dude. My favorite uncle. He'll tell you
Yes.
that. He'll make sure you know that.
The
Yes.
best uncle, huh?
Best in yes.
We got to a point and he said, Crystal, you are going to have to make a choice. He said, yes, you can still teach and you can still make shirts.
Yeah.
But you're never going to know what your full potential is in your business if you don't just go for it.
Yeah.
And so he told me when I first met him, he asked me if I had a store, like the very first day I met him. And my response was, I can't do that. Like, I'm just starting. I don't even know what I'm doing. And so we got here and he told me that I pretty much needed to make a decision. And I was like, I'm just going to keep doing this. I can't. I'm scared. I had all the reasons why I couldn't.
Right.
So what I did, how I decided, I took a solo trip. First solo trip I ever took over Christmas in 2024, Christmas of 2024. I did a lot of journaling. I prayed. I cried. I was very purposeful when I planned the trip. My room had a balcony so I could look at the water because water is my calming place. And by the time I left, I had handwritten my resignation letter to our administration. I knew without a doubt that I was doing this full time. I knew that the way it works in Canton City is that in April, they give us we have to make a decision.
Yeah.
Are we coming back? Kind of what do we want to do? So I knew going back to school in January, I was going to go back. I was going to finish the year strong. But I also knew in April, I was going to let it be known that I wasn't coming back.
Years, you knew that this is the end of the road. You still love the children. You didn't leave
absolutely.
for lack of love. It was your lifelong passion.
No.
But you decided to say yes to something else. And I think it's important for people out there to hear that because many of us, and we talked earlier about, I worked at McKinley Early Childhood. That's how I knew Clishawn and her kids and all those things. And the situation that caused me to leave was a very unfortunate situation, but it was God opening another door. And the crazy part is God often has to kick my butt out of stuff because I'm such a loyalist. Like I'm just a person like once I'm in it, I'm in it. I'm giving my all to it. I don't know any other way. It's like, no, what is the day to get out of the thing that I've always been in? I'm not going to do that. No, I'm going to keep working this job. I'm going to keep doing whatever. And oftentimes I think God is trying to move us to something else, but we're often so fearful. Now, on top of it though, God is not trying to move us into something that's going to cause us weeping and gnashing of teeth, which feels like hell, right? And the heat is on every day. That's hell. There's hell. Just like there can be heaven on earth, there can be hell on earth. When you feel like every day I'm crying, I'm angry, I'm hurting, I'm mad, I'm hot, God doesn't want that for us. But he often is like, I have more for you. I have a promised land for you. But so often we're afraid to move. Or everything over there looks like a giant. Like, I can't go over there. I can't do it. For you to do it, to me, is just such a testament. And to see you, I think I was there when they was putting the letters on the windows, right? I was around. And, and my uncle, you get working with my uncle. And, once I met you, I was just like, this is just such a genuine person. And we just wanted to work with you and be around you. And we're like, this is who we get our stuff from. And all of that. It was just like, this is the way to go. But for people out there who are afraid, right? They've been doing something for less than 20 years, I'm sure, many people. But they have something they feel compelled to do. What would you say to them, not only about taking the step, but then doing the work to make sure the step works? Because you could take the step and then it still fails. And you're like, but God, I thought this was for me. And he's like, it was, but you didn't like till the ground. Like the fruit can't come from nothing. Yes. So talk to us about taking the jump and then putting in the work to make sure it works.
So like I said earlier, taking the jump was so scary.
Yeah.
Because we get comfortable. Yeah. I've done this for 20 years. Not that teaching is easy, but there were certain parts of it that I could probably do in my sleep just because I had done it for so long. Yeah. I'm the type that I do love a challenge. Okay. I love learning. Absolutely love learning.
That's the key to entrepreneurship.
Yes.
You gotta love learning.
Yes.
You're gonna be learning a lot.
Because like you and Clishawn were talking about earlier, 80 hours a week is easy to put in, especially when you're trying to learn some more of those things that you don't know already. Yes. But I think that's the key to being successful, to sticking with it, is that I feel like even in education, after having done it for 20 years, I never felt like I knew everything about it. Mm-hmm. I was the teacher that would tell my students, I don't know. That's a good question. Let me research and I'll let you know tomorrow. Yeah. So I feel like I have to continue with that same mindset, continuously learn about this business because, again, Mr. Lucas constantly tells me I have to get you out of that education mindset because it's completely different in business. And I get offended sometimes, some of the way that things happen in business because I'm like, in education, it's not like that. But I just think the constant learning, having an open mind. Yeah, I think those are probably the keys to being successful. It's helped me so far. Like I said, I'm a year in. I'm still excited. I'm excited to see what next year is going to bring. This next year will bring for me an anomaly. So
I love it. Let's talk a little bit about how the work that you've done, so people know, have you worked with businesses? Do you just work with individuals? Do you work with families and only do family reunion shirts? Like, what all do you do? Because somebody out there is watching thinking, cool business, cool person. I'm not sure if I could use her services. I usually just get my stuff from wherever.
Right.
So talk to us, to the person out there who doesn't know you and what all you do. Lay it out there for us. Who do you work with? What do you offer?
So I kind of to summarize it, I tell people I can put your name, your logo, I can brand anything that you can hold in your hand pretty much.
Okay.
But to break it down more specifically, so if you walk into my store, I have my brand, which is Anomaly. So I have the things, the graphic tees and things that I've created for Anomaly.
Yeah.
But I do have a ton of business customers where I'm like for Lucas Live Media, I'm making polo shirts. I've done hats for you guys, bags. I have, like I said, if I can do a little bit of name dropping, I do a ton for Conley Towing.
Love that.
I do all of their guys' t-shirts.
That's a large company here.
It is, and they are busy.
And they trust you.
They do.
Yeah.
They do, and I appreciate them so much. So much. I just did recently a huge order for Miss Dolores Presley for She Elevates.
Okay.
Yes, and I enjoyed it so much with all their pink and all their cute little things that they do. But so, for example, with She Elevates, I put their logo on a pair of sunglasses for them, so I can do things that small up to. So I did a banner.
Take these microphones in. I'm like, we're gonna figure something out. I don't know. We can work it out.
I did a banner, my first banner for the community parade. So just literally anything I've done. I'm working on my third family reunion this summer.
Love that.
I've done birthday parties, cruises for birthdays, literally anything. If you're having a party for your child that's turning 13 and him and his friends all want matching t-shirts or something, I can do that. So yeah, literally.
So what's the minimum order?
There is not a minimum order,
minimum order,
which is, I think, one of the best things about Anomaly, because I've had so many customers come in and say, I would love to just get 2 jerseys with my son's football number on it, but I went to X business and they said we have to have a minimum of 10.
Yeah.
I always tell people you're in luck because here I can make just 1 jersey for you, but I can also make up to 100 jerseys for a company or an individual. Or more.
And
yeah,
you know what?
absolutely.
You know, she said, I love all my shirts. Dr. Latrice loves all her shirts. Rachel Pettis says she needs to get some for Team Hope. Let's go. We got another customer in here. All right, let's go.
Yes.
And you worked with a lady, I think her name Kareem Marie.
Oh, yes, a very gorgeous lady.
She's gorgeous. Who I told her, I said, my wife, I mean, her bookmarks now, for most people who know, she has a very successful bookmark business, which is fascinating. I mean, when I say it to people who don't understand, and I say my wife has a very successful bookmark business, they're like, what are you, a bookmark? Like, what does that even mean? And the numbers that she does with these bookmarks would blow people's mind. The places it's taken her, the people she's working with.
Yes. Listen, let me just insert this. I was blown away when we connected and I was able to work with her because the bookmarks that I did for her was for the author of Bridgerton.
Isn't that crazy?
Like how, listen,
crazy,
when she came in the store, I literally jumped up and down. Like, that's how excited. And I'm not afraid to show how excited I am. Like, what? Like Crystal.
Yes.
And making bookmarks for the Bridgerton, the author of Bridgerton.
A lot of people know and love the show on Netflix or whatever, not knowing that was a book series. As many things are. Many of the movies and things we love started as books. The author of Bridgerton had reached out to her probably a year ago. And I just remember us, like Shonda Rhimes reached out to my wife and all these other people, like all the authors that people like Kennedy Ryan and Jacquel J. My wife knows all these people now.
Yeah.
Like they all like talk to, reach out to her, connected to her. She's done bookmarks for her. It's the craziest thing. I'm just starting to listen to the female romances, so y'all know, by the way. Because whatever my wife into, I'm like, well, I can't be missing time with you. So I just gotta let's play the tape, play the thing, play the song. I'm listening, and you know, Capella and Capone and some of them is doing some stuff. I don't know what's going on, Jacquel J. But it's amazing. But then opportunities for she was doing it, and she has a manufacturer that makes most of them, but when she has these custom ones, she's pressing and printing and doing just like she started. And I'm like, man, babe, like you can't do all that. Like that's a lot. And she's like, I don't know. I do it. I'm so particular. I need somebody I can trust. I'm like, babe, I know this lady. And I've been saying your name for a while. She's seen your stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's excellent. She takes things seriously. She's going to do a great job. And you did everything she could have imagined. She was so happy.
Good.
And that's what matters.
Because I was worried. I was stressed.
You were stressed before you say when you pressed.
It was
that
a lot of
first one,
pressure. Yes. I told her, I said, after doing that first one, or before I did the first one, I'm like, okay, we have to make sure. It was just, very nerve-wracking, but exciting at the same time.
And you did a wonderful job, and it helped her so much. And when we can all do business together, that's how communities grow, right?
Absolutely.
And especially when we have the opportunity to bring money from outside into our community, then circulate it inside of our community, that's when communities really grow. Yes. So we're so grateful for you for that. We're grateful for you here at Lucas Live Media. We're grateful for what you're doing in the community. People out there who didn't know or don't know Crystal, you now see this wonderful smiling face. She also has a storefront, so you can go in and see some of the stuff and buy some things. You also do things. So one, tell them where you're located. And then two, let's briefly, before we close, talk about sports. I mean, the school year's coming around, and you often have options for people who are just wanting, you said that, maybe it's custom or maybe it's something else.
Yeah, so my storefront is located in the 30th Street Plaza where Giant Eagle is.
Yep.
A lot of people get it confused and think it's in the plaza across the street where Dollar Tree is.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's literally in the same plaza.
Facing Giant Eagle.
My front door faces Giant Eagle.
Yes.
The address is 3042 Cromer Avenue Northwest in Canton.
So you guys go check her out. Nice orange letters. Why the name Anomaly before we go?
So someone referred to me as an anomaly.
Yes.
And again, being the word person that I am, I knew what anomaly meant, but I instantly went into a dictionary and started searching. I'm online like, I like this. And it just kind of stuck with me. And so when I was thinking of a name for my business, I wanted something that meant something. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times when people sometimes are referred to as an anomaly, or if you say something is an anomaly, it's looked at in a negative way.
Yes.
But we are all anomalies.
Yes.
And we're all perfect just the way we are, just the way God made us. And so I just wanted to use anomaly in a more positive way.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys check out Anomaly. Anomaly.com.
Oneanomaly.com.
Oneanomaly.com.
The number one.
The number one anomaly.com. Check them out there. I think you have a Facebook page I recently saw popped up, Anomaly.
Yes, Anomaly Concepts.
Concepts, right. Anomaly Concepts. Make sure you follow that and reach out to her. And any time you see a guest on my show, if you're like, I don't know how to get to them, but I saw them and you need to get to them, reach out to me, okay? Because I'd love to help connect you guys. If you guys need shirts and things and what for your business, for your camp, for your school, for your cheerleaders, for your whatever. And you may have influence in your school or wherever, you don't even know. They've always used such and such, but maybe you could offer the option to use a local business and they may be willing to do it. So don't be afraid to ask at your business.
Real quick, can I just insert? Yes. I also, for the first time, did a fundraiser with a group at STEAM. It turned out really well. So if anyone is looking to do any fundraising with STEAM, what we did, they had a team that sold t-shirts and hoodies, and it made money for them. It helped my business. So it was like community working together. So reach out if anyone is interested in doing any fundraising at schools also.
I love that. Great win-win there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Crystal Dawson Johnson, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our episode of Lucas Live. We had the lovely Miss Clishawn Wiggins and Crystal Dawson Johnson were our guests today. We want to thank our sponsors again, as always, Sarda, Jessica Danielle Nails, the Linda Reibenstein team, Ace Carpet Cleaning, and don't forget about Footage Fusion, Nintendo Training. If there's something we can do to help you here, we would be happy to do so. It's these businesses that help us bring these great people in, and we want you to support those who support us. We appreciate you, and we'll see you guys next time. We got a lot coming up. We got Hall of Fame stuff coming up. I'm so grateful this year. I'll be doing some interviews with some Hall of Famers there on the parade route. I'm very excited about that. There's a lot of great things coming up, and then we have the Black College Football Hall of Fame HBCU Classic coming. We're going to be really involved in helping you guys stay up on what's going on there. We got to talk to my guy, Marcus Bentley. We got the Road to the Classic, some things for the youth. You guys are going to be hearing more about that. Ladies and gentlemen, stay connected, stay tuned, and make sure you follow us here at Lucas Live Media for more. It's been our pleasure to be here with you guys. We'll see you guys next time on the next episode of Lucas Live. Everybody, have a great day.